Good evening.
Hello there.
How you doing tonight?
I'm all right. Just hoping for the best with this camera.
All right, all right. What's up there, Sid?
Hey, sis.
Hi.
See, like it. Hi.
Well, welcome everybody to Plunked. This is the podcast where we discuss two teams in one city. Um, the city of Chicago, of course. I am Emilio Bucks,
And I am Kristen Stapp.
and it is good to be back in the place to be. What's up, Deb? Number
Hey,
one punkster in the building.
guess I should turn off my ringer.
With one of your men
Yeah,
friends.
yeah, right. If only I had one.
I'm sorry, I won't put you on blast on air, nothing like that. Let me be cool.
There's nothing to put on blast.
Let me be cool. Let me be cool. So, well, let's get right into it. You know, we've got some late season drama going on with the Cubs. Just finished off a 5-game series with their, I guess, their new nemesis.
Right,
No longer St. Louis. Now it's Milwaukee.
right. And
Finished off a 5-game series where they walked away winning 3 of 5, sandwiched in by 2 L's,
hmm
including one, was it 4-1 today?
yeah, yeah.
Offense continues to struggle at times. What is your overall feeling about this series, and what do you think about, this is the last time they see Milwaukee.
Okay.
So I
Well,
guess, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Finish your question. I'm sorry.
No, before I ask like more on an official question, just like how did you feel about the series? Like, how they competed.
Well, okay. The in the middle, the meat of the sandwich when they won, that was good.
Right.
The division's over. They just need to like keep the lead in the wild card. They're not going to catch the Brewers. I don't see it. I know people saying there's still a lot of season, and anything. Yes, you're right. Anything can happen. Please prove me wrong. But it was good for them to at least win. Yes, they are thinking. It was good that they at least put up a fight and won those 3 games. The ones that they lost, it was just anemic offense. So, um, it was better than what it could have been. Uh, but
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
not good enough because they're still 7 games back,
Yes.
and they just don't look like as good a team. And it's
So
like
is just winning the division probably too lofty of a goal at this
I
point?
think so. I think it is. I think they just need to try for the wild card. Just stay in front. They're 5 games up in the wild card, so that's where they need to just concentrate on that. And if it so happens that they win the division, great. But I think they just need to. They
Focus
need
on keeping their
to.
wild card
Yeah,
position.
they need to win series. They need to just keep winning series and focus on that wild card
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
learn.
I think it would take. I do think the Cubs are going to heat up a bit before the
Mm-hmm.
season ends. Now, to catch Milwaukee, that would mean Milwaukee would also have to like really cool off
Mm-hmm.
and go on a slide at the same time.
Right.
And I'm not sure they're going to slide. They're not going to keep winning at this clip, but I'm
Right.
not sure they're going to slide enough
Right.
to give the Cubs enough room to catch them at this point.
Yeah. Like, do you see a 5 game, 4 game losing streak in their future?
I
And
don't.
definitely don't see a 5 game, 4 game. Well, maybe I don't see a 5 game win streak in the Cubs future.
I can see that. I can see a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, you have more faith. I mean,
I
I could if they learn to hit, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
and speaking of that, I guess goes into my next question is about Kyle Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
So it just came out today that he had a broken hand.
Yeah, fractured, like the top part or something like that. They said he's had it since June, and so they decided to keep letting him play because he was playing well, but now he's not. And so my thing is now he hasn't for a long time. So you probably should have sat him down longer. I mean, over his last 15 games, I'm sorry, last 30 games, he's hitting 173.
Well, let's hear what Mr. Tucker has to say.
So Craig was telling us last night just about the situation where there's a fracture in your finger. Can you take us through the injury, to how you were feeling, and just the decisions that were made along the way, because you did want to play and play through it?
Yeah. I mean, after starting play in June or whatever, I don't know, just kind of started hurting over the next inning or two and whatever. I just came out. I thought I just kind of jammed it or whatever, just kind of swollen, did some X-rays or whatever, and looked fine. And still was kind of bothering me. I don't know how, like, time frame wise after that. And did some more and saw a little, like, small fracture in there. But it was already, like, a week or two or whatever after that, to where, it was already healing. And, but I just kept playing through it. Just thought, at some point it'd go away. And just kind of stuck around for a little bit, but I was playing, felt fine, still hitting the ball and everything. So that's just kind of how it went.
You did really well after the injury for about, what was it, 2 weeks, and then numbers dropped off. Was there something that you felt differently after that period of time that maybe helped you or caused you to change your mechanics at all?
I mean, I didn't really try to change my mechanics or anything. You might have gradually had over time, I don't know. But I don't know, I was just kind of playing with it. And like you said, like, it was in fun for a while. And obviously, after a while, it kind of turned.
Do you peep his chain, though?
His head and neck are the same width. Like, it's just one straight line.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at his icy chain.
I did see the chain, but then I was distracted by why.
Oh man, I feel like I'm a chicken head. I'm blinded by the ice. I'm like, whoa. I tell you, don't sleep on the white guy's jewelry in the MLB.
But they can afford it. But most of those heads, they come out from the neck. His is like straight.
He's got kind of a straight. He kind of has a Bert from Bert and Ernie type of head. Yeah. But I don't know. That doesn't sound promising. He's digressed. Like you said, he's hitting. What did you say he was hitting in the last 30 games?
Over the last 30 games, he's hitting 173. His on base been 323, and his slugging is 221. The last 30 games. The last 7, he's hitting 077. Slugging 077.
So now, what do you think needs to happen with Mr. Tucker, and how does this affect any contract talks with him?
I kind of think another reason he kept playing was to not be thought of as injury prone. He missed most of last year, and he hit really well, but he missed a lot of time last year. You need him more when you're getting closer to the playoffs and in the playoffs. I think you could sit him longer than what you sat him. I think he needs a little time, like
even
like 10 days, whatever. Yeah. You can retroactive it, so he just misses maybe 7 games or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't have the schedule to see if there's any days off or whatever, but you need him down the stretch. You need him in the playoffs. And if it's not his hand that's bothering him, then whatever it is, he needs to take a mental break, because it's not happening there. He has a game where he didn't run out the ground ball.
Not helping his case. Not helping his own case.
No, and then the fans booed. And then he had another one where he didn't run very hard, and the guy kind of dropped the ball or whatever. Now, he was probably still going to be out. All of them, he was still going to be out. But, put forth effort.
it would have made it close.
Yeah, and then you're bad and you're not giving effort.
Yeah.
Like that. Especially when we were all thinking, oh yeah, this man, that's 30, 40, $50 million a year. And so for your second question, yeah, exactly, Commish. For your
Yeah.
second question, what does this do for his contract? He'll still get a nice contract. I can't see
From
anything.
whom?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think he'll get what he thought he was going to get from the Cubs.
I
Because
think the Juan Soto money might be off the table.
oh yeah. I mean, he'll still get paid very
Handsomely.
yeah, but that Juan Soto, when they kept comparing the numbers between him and Juan Soto, and the Cubs got a steal for right now. He's not getting that money anymore.
No.
And then when you look at him, like his defense is just okay. I felt as though he didn't even really play that hard, and I thought he was protecting himself to make sure he gets that money. With some things with his hustle, but I mean, I still like him, and I was happy when he was doing well. But if he is hurt, and if he is having a mental block, if he is just tired, whatever it may be, they need to sit him down.
Yeah, like he's gonna play until he's made to sit down. So like, whose job is it to do that? Is it the player's job to say, "Hey, sit me down," or is it the coach and the staff to say like, "Hey, come on, this guy's hurting us. He's hurting himself and us."
I think it's the coach's job, because most players are going to try to play because they figure like it's not debilitating where he can't move, and he figures that he can work himself out of it. And so, yeah, he's going to play me, coach. But you have to look at what's happening. He's not been playing well at all. He is a detriment to that offense. I mean, and they're not hitting around him. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and they're not hitting around him, so it's not all his fault. But
I don't mean to throw that word out there, haphazardly.
He looks depressed.
Yeah.
But he probably is.
Yeah.
Like, he's thinking about his money. He just doesn't like not playing well. He's a competitor. Like, you can see his whole demeanor changing. He's throwing down his hats. He's throwing down his bat.
Yeah.
So.
Well, with all of the hoorah about Kyle Tucker and the injury, it's been called, he needed a mental break to now to an actual break. But with all of that going on, one person who's kind of been lost in this, I think, is who's been stinking it up is Seiya.
Well, yeah. And one of the things, and I think we may have talked about this, one of the reasons is because there's several reasons. Kyle Tucker's the bigger name. When they were going well, all you really heard about was Kyle Tucker. I mean, they had a little fun with the Seiya PCA, who's also been bad. I'm going to get through the whole, the part of the team that was carrying them, and that has gone along with what this record looks like. Right. But I think Seiya gets looked over because he's not the big name. He's not the personality of PCA, and he's not Kyle Tucker, who was going for a $50 million a year contract. It's Seiya who's the DH, and based on like when you look at what he did last year, I think a big problem right now is that he is hitting, like he is going for home runs. I think he is going for power, and I don't know if he thinks that's what he needs to do since he's a DH. He's like, I'm not impacting them defensively, so let me just hit home runs. And he probably got excited about that, and career year in home runs, but other things have dropped because of that from his career. Like his OPS, his career is 819, and right now it's 803. On base career 345, it's 318. Career average 270, now it's 245. So like I think the way he's been approaching hitting right now while we loved it, it's right now with the power's not there. I think he needs to go back to what he used to be able to do as well. Singles, doubles, and the home runs will come.
It looks like they're all kind of trying too hard,
yeah.
In a sense. And, not doing a great job of trying to manufacture runs so much, and just everybody's trying to kind of play hero ball. I know that's something we use in basketball more so, but they're trying to everybody's swinging for the fences
and
and missing.
His last 30 games, he's hitting 168. Last 7 games, 167. Slugging 167. On base percentage in the last 7 games, 310. That's not going to get it. That's not going to help your team.
That is not.
No. And, when they were going hot, it was Bush was hot, PCA, Seiya, Tucker. They were the main, and of course Nico, but like they were grouped together. They were bunched together, doing well. So like when you look at Michael Bush's last 30 games, he's 175. Last 7 games, he's brought it up to 222. And then you have Pete Crow Armstrong, whose last 30 games, 224, and now he's last 7 games, 190. On August 19th through the 21st, he had 0 hits against the Brewers. And I kind of think one of his issues was he fell in love with home runs.
Yeah.
And you have that speed. Now, of course, he needs to hang on to second base when he slides in, but he has that speed to turn singles into doubles.
Right. There's one person, the person since All-Star break, who's been leading in runs, triples, home runs, RBIs, extra base hits, slugging, and OPS. Your boy, one Matthew Shaw.
And that's great.
It's not, though.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's not supposed to be.
No, I mean, it's great because, I was calling for them to replace him. I didn't want him to lose his job. I just want somebody better. I mean, yeah, those numbers you gave, that is better. Like his last 30 games, he's hitting 301, but
that's also because his teammates are struggling. Is why he's leading the team in all of these.
Yeah, so like you're right.
Well, this wasn't quite a congratulatory thing I was doing for him. It was kind of a backhanded compliment.
Helping him out, and I don't want to. Well, I'm gonna beat up who I usually beat up in a minute. But I guess in the last 7 games, Ian Happ has been better, 273, 364. But he's just still like.
It really doesn't matter when the rest are still playing as bad as they are.
Yeah.
Like, hitting 273 in your last, 10 games, that's not going to really help your team much when the other guys are struggling because you get nobody's hitting around you.
Right. And then when he has chances, he'll come through sometimes, but it just has not been a good year. And it might be time to, think about what you need to do. And
and that brings up, Owen Casey. Are they becoming do they need to rely more on him to maybe get this outfield some rest or something? I know that's asking a lot to rely on a rookie when you're in a playoff hunt, but
it's not like your veterans are doing that well.
Yeah.
So he could definitely. I think he should definitely be able to give Kyle Tucker and Ian Happ a rest. I think sometimes he can even give Seiya a day off. But Seiya might not even want a day off, but he probably needs one of those mental health days too.
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad Owen Casey doesn't play first base.
Right.
And Michael Bush a day off. I mean, I know Justin Turner can, but
you lose a lot offensively with Justin in the game.
You do. I definitely
out.
Yeah. I definitely think they should rely on him some more. I mean, I always say, what better way to learn how to hit if you're a good prospect, you're going to learn how to hit here because you're hitting against people who probably aren't going to make it here. So you're 330 or whatever in the minor leagues, at all, because you're coming here and facing some real pitching. Because if they're really, really good in the minor league,
they're already in the majors.
Right. Or they're in like single A ball. Like,
Yeah.
and they're just waiting to bring them up. So if he is part of your future and you don't know what's gonna happen with Kyle Tucker and you don't know what you wanna do with Ian Happ, let him start playing now. Let him understand what it's like in playoff atmosphere and all that kind of stuff. Shock his system.
Yeah. Yeah, they better do something. 33 games left, something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
So they gotta get together. I am a little iffy on the. I don't always agree with many of Craig Counsell's decisions, and I'm not saying it's his fault or whatever, but it kind of is. I don't understand some of his decisions, and then even like someone mentioned like he had a lot of word salad trying to defend Kyle Tucker when he didn't run to first base. Well, sometimes there's guaranteed out. No. It's running the full 90. Every coach talks about that. Give effort. Unless you're the Sox and you always tear a hamstring. So I don't ever want the Sox to get full effort first.
Well, we don't have any of our soft tissue guys anymore.
Oh yeah. Well, only Luis Robert. Isn't he a soft tissue guy?
He is a soft tissue guy. I'm sorry. I spoke too soon.
So it's not doomed, like Kamish said. They're still fine, but at one point they have like the best run differential, best run per game production, and all that kind of stuff. And your pitchers can't give up more than 2 runs. Like your pitchers are losing, giving up 1 run, 2 runs. Your starters, I mean.
Yeah.
And they have to be damn near perfect.
And still, look, I mean, yeah.
And one of the things I don't agree with, I don't think Counsell plays around. It's time to play around with that lineup again. Your best hitter right now, besides the Matt Shaw thing, but your most consistent and best hitter who seems to get on base the most is Nico Horner. Why is he still down at the bottom of the order? Michael Bush.
Does Matt Shaw need to be higher up there right now?
Well, no.
You don't think so?
No. He could be higher than Dansby.
I mean, he's in the 9 hole. You don't think?
That's what I'm saying. He could be higher than Dansby.
Okay, so he put him at 8.
I think he could go ahead of like Carson Kelly. So what he'd be 6, then Kelly 7, then Happ 8, and Swanson 9. My lineup would be Nico Horner first because he gets on, he can steal a base. I think I'm a little. Kyle Tucker just isn't hitting, but there's no one else after. There's no one really after him either. So maybe Owen Casey, Kyle Tucker, and then you keep the PCA, Bush. I think we move Bush down after PCA because Bush hits home runs. He's more of that, I think, than an on-base guy.
Right.
Could be wrong, but I think he's more of that.
I think you're right about that. With the eye test.
I think Nico needs to hit up higher.
Yeah, that would make sense, especially with the struggling lineup altogether.
Yes, and he gets on. On. It's a shame that so many times the bases are loaded and coming up is Dansby
Swanson.
I feel like, must you always come up there with men on base? Must you? Drives me insane. But anyway, they have got to get better with the bases loaded, nobody out type thing, and coming up with nothing. Bases loaded, 1 out, men in scoring position, no out.
A lot of that.
And then strikeout, and it's over.
A lot of that.
You can't keep doing that.
Yeah, and they weren't, during the first half of the season.
So it's like, what has happened to all of them collectively? Okay,
these are the dog days. Maybe they're just tired. I don't know. I know I'm tired.
Me too.
Been a long season.
Ooh, it's been a long week.
This summer, it's been a long week, and it's flying by. This summer is flown by.
Yeah.
It's not over yet, but it's moving.
I mean, we got football in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks, whatever it is. Not that many weeks.
You got it.
Kids back in school.
Yes, the kids are back in school. I can't. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they're
so like
so
summer
far so
going.
good. Bear down, Darius.
So yeah, Cubs just all right now. Start giving some people some rest. You gotta support your starters. Like you're just wasting starts. It needs a tool with that lineup. Tucker can take some more days off.
I don't understand how you come out with the report finally that had a fracture in hand, and then this the day you play, and then play like this should have been an automatic. You're not playing today.
And then you knew it was only a matter of time before it started leaking. Like it leaked yesterday, and they confirmed everything today. So you knew it was a matter of time when it was going to start leaking because they're like, oh no, we got to let it be known that there's a reason why he's been bad lately.
Right.
And then you let him play, and he has a walk, and then trash.
Yeah.
So he went 0 for trash.
So I don't understand what was the thought behind playing him today?
When you had a decent offensive output the day before, why not ride that? Yes, why not? And then what's his name? And then there was a game with Willie.
Willie
Castro.
So
why not for what'd you say?
I was getting ready to call him. I keep getting ready to call him Willie Colon, the band leader, but no. Okay.
That's your music. History of music. So like, why not keep riding with that lineup? It works.
Yeah, and continue to give your outfield some rest. Keep Owen Casey in the lineup and rotate some days off for you guys.
He's young. Keep him while he's hot.
He's scary looking, but he's pretty. He's scary looking.
I was like, oh. Sure, he's a lovely young man.
He surely is. He had a nice family who saw him get his first hit. Homer next day. Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So yeah, you ready to move on to your guys?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, I've got some questions for you.
All right.
So now you have been on the Lenine Sosa thing for a minute. You've always kind of liked him, right?
Yes, I've always had some hopes for him.
Yeah, saw some potential. Based on like his career numbers, I think this year, and he's only 25. Do you think he cemented his place in being one of the core players as they continue to rebuild?
I'm not so sure about that. I would say yes, him being the Sox best hitter. And he's been on a tear, lately.
Yeah.
But the problem is what do you do with Chase Mydroff, with Colson Montgomery, with my boy
Chase? Does Lenine play second, right?
My boy at third and first. My boy.
What's his name?
My God. Vargas. Miguel Vargas.
Sad sack. Saddest man.
I see, they still don't have a first baseman. Not a Andrew Vaughn is knocking the shit out of the ball for Milwaukee. Jerk.
But having a rough time catching those foul balls at first base.
Oh, he's not much of a first baseman.
I was like, well, you're just never gonna catch a foul ball, huh? Thank you.
He's not much of a defensive first baseman at all. So, he was hitting 160 something for us, and he couldn't really play first. It was like, well, we never really miss him. But anyways, I digress. I'm not sure if he cemented his place yet, but okay, say if you keep Vargas playing at first,
Hmm.
have Colson Montgomery at third, Chase Mydroff at short, and then Lenine at second.
Okay. Because Chase can only play second or short.
I think I have seen him play third,
Okay.
but he's, usually you got a power guy at third, but
Yeah.
I just mentioned that lineup as the infield. That's not a winning
No,
infield.
it's not. What?
So we got two rookies, one second year guy, and Lenine Sosa, who's the vet.
Well, like 4 years. He's been in the league for 4 years. He's only 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not a winning infield. So it's hard to say anybody has their place cemented
Okay.
on this team. There's guys who have, and I won't jump too far off the question. The question was about Lenine.
No, go ahead, venture off.
Yeah, the question was about Lenine and the other guys. I'm not sure who. I definitely think Colson Montgomery. He's looked at as who they hope can be a cornerstone guy.
Okay.
But I think they have that hope for all of them.
Right. True.
All of the guys I just named in the infield. I think there's the hope that any of them would be cornerstone guys, but they're still a couple years off from that, if ever.
Mm.
So I don't know if I quite answered the question.
Oh yeah, so it's a no. I think your answer is no.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were talking about rookies, and we're talking about eventually it's time to build a core, right? When do you? I'm sorry, just you answering this. That's what the Cubs should go for, but no, they like Michael Bush. With you answering that about maybe they're not the core. When do you start building the core? What year do you identify them?
They're trying to now. And I think that's what this year has been about. This year has been about development, but it's still only the first year, and I don't think even after they hit rock bottom last year, right? And then it's upwards from there. You know what I mean? And we've seen them take steps forward for sure
right.
this season. But I don't think the time is now when you're able to even make that call on any of these guys. It's still too early. They're still all too young.
Okay.
Even the guys that you have platooning, like your Brooke Baldwin and your, and of course, Andrew Benintendi is not a cornerstone guy, even though he's your highest paid player, but he's not. I couldn't see him as a cornerstone guy for the future. We know Michael Taylor's not the journeyman Michael Taylor's not a cornerstone guy. Now, possibly a cornerstone guy is maybe their catching tandem.
That's
cornerstone guys, maybe with Kyle Teal and Edgar Caro.
Yep. They just recently made some history during that game with their RBIs and stuff like that. So, with that catching tandem, do you see? I guess you do see them possibly as part of the core, or is this still even
especially Caro? Well, and I think they definitely have high hopes for Kyle Teal because they gave up Garrett Crochet for him. Right. So they're still definitely have high hopes for Kyle Teal.
Yeah.
But again, too early to I think next season. I think by the halfway point next season, you'll really you'll be able to see by then, halfway through next season, you'll see what Colson Montgomery is really capable of, and see what Edgar Caro and Kyle Teal is, now that there's more scouting reports on them and teams have had a chance to prepare for them. And now let's see how they come in and adjust with an off season of training and hopefully working on some skills. Like, I think you start identifying those cornerstone players, but no earlier than halfway through next season.
Okay. And so, like, with that, Luis Roberts been kind of hot since July 8th, right? Woo-hoo, he waited long after, then he got hurt or whatever. So, like, he's hitting over 350, his on-base percentage over 420, etc. Do you want him traded in the off season, or do you just keep him?
I'm fine with keeping him.
And just,
I mean, you're not going to get much for him, even with the uptick. You're not going to get anything for him. He's more valuable to us as our great defensive center fielder than what we're going to get back for him. I mean, unless we completely fleece somebody, which Chris Guest does not have the moxie to do.
I'm gonna ask you about speaking of Chris Guest.
No.
So you guys had your run like for a minute, like they were playing well.
Yeah. After All-Star, yeah.
Right, playing hard. And I'm sure you had a grade for Chris Guest at the beginning of the season, right? In your mind.
Had a what?
You had a grade for him probably at the beginning of the season in your mind, like what you thought he did during last offseason.
Yeah.
You had a grade. Okay, now based on the growth of the team, has your grade changed?
Sure. I mean, because he had a solid F- last season. I mean, top to bottom, the travel secretary got everybody got an F. Everybody
Right now,
got an F last year. So
yeah.
So just by that alone, like, yeah, he's got a better grade. I would still say, I'll give him a C.
Okay.
Because he seems like he made the right choice in Will Venable. Will Venable has been good at teaching and coaching and has seemed to have gotten the most out of the players that he has. He doesn't have a ton to work with, but he seems to make the best of it, and he seems like he keeps the guys engaged in spite of all the losing, because there's still a lot of it. He still seems to keep them engaged in the game, and so I think that speaks a lot to him, who he is as a leader, and gets picked him. So, like, I'm gonna stomp his neck when he messes up, but when he does something seemingly okay, I'll give him his just due.
So is he up to D plus?
C plus?
D plus.
Oh no, I gave him I gave him a C minus.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, like I think he could have really botched up the manager hire.
True. And I guess so. He gets most of his grade for getting that.
For the manager, and making some adjustments with Colson Montgomery that I thought were good. Colson Montgomery was really struggling in AAA this year. He was pulled from the team, sent back to the camp in Arizona to work on his swing, and now he's up in the show, and he's very productive. So, I give a little bit of that to Getz. I don't quite know whose call it was overall, but surely he oversaw it. He okayed it. So, yeah, I mean, D plus C minus.
Okay, all right, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's an improvement for sure. He's done more than I thought he would have by now, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. He has done better. So this is a nostalgic, like, fun. Well, I'll get to that one at the end. So, okay, we know about the last 2 years, over 100 losses last 2 years. They're on pace to, they're definitely going to be better than last year. Because they're already, like, at this same time last year, same amount of games, they have, like, 14 wins or something like that. So what do you need to see the rest of this season as a Sox fan to like go into the off season with a glimmer of hope?
I'd like to just see them continue. I actually, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Jonathan Cannon and who else did they send down to the option to AAA?
That pitcher, right? But
Yes, Cannon's one pitcher, and they
Sean something. Was there a Sean something?
Burke.
Yeah.
I would like to see them get back up here and finish the season strong from those two.
Okay.
I'd like to know that the Sox pitching machine still works.
Okay.
And if they can go there down in AAA working some stuff out that they can't work out up in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would like to see them come back and have a strong outing or two to finish, to finish the year. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that'd actually be good for all of us. It's much better when both teams are better. One.
Yeah, I mean, it is. We have the Sox have a long way to go before they're even as good as even the 500 Cubs that are playing now. They still have a ways to go. But
something fun that happened. Hey, Lola.
What's up, Lola?
Something fun that happened at the rate and brought in 80,000 fans over 2 days was the Savannah Bananas. So those of you who don't know them, they're like they're baseball players that dance, sing, all that kind of good stuff.
Like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, baseball. And there's a few teams, I think, in that league or whatever. But, along with them, they brought some stars, and some stars that are near and dear to Sox fans' hearts. Burley was there, AJ, and Ozzy. And Ozzy actually even participated in one of the dances or something like that. So let's have some good memories. Let's talk about some goodness for the White Sox. What are some of your favorite memories from that championship team and that year?
Oh, it was tough. Because right down the stretch in September, that's when my dad had a stroke.
Oh, okay.
So it was one of those things where like, oh man, this is why I'm a Sox fan.
Mm-hmm.
And this is looking like, wow, they're really doing this. But I was like bittersweet. And so like you asked me what are the good memories, but I'll just say like there's some definitely great memories, but they're all a little bit tinged because it was like, my old man didn't get to like, I mean, for anybody watching, he didn't die. He lived through after the stroke, but he was still like out of it, during the playoffs and during the World Series run. But while I just hanging on the edge of my seat so many games, I can remember when they lost the first game in the ALCS, and I was just like, oh my God, it's over. After game one, and then they went on, and in this game two, that's when the mysterious AJ play happened, and I was like, "Oh man, we're gonna win this thing because the breaks are going our way." Like that AJ play was a big one, like just very crafty, a guy that you'd like to go to war with, and a guy that you hate to see on the other side fighting against you.
I dislike him way less now that he's a comic.
Sure, yeah, because he's become more of a quote unquote personality now.
You can still hear those jerk tendencies.
Oh, yeah, he's still a jerk.
That didn't.
But he's like
a jerk now.
He's like a likable jerk.
Yeah, now he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But of course, Ozzy calling for Bobby James. El Gordo. That was great. And then just remembering that just all those complete games that the pitchers were throwing, like you'll never see that again. You know, just complete game after like you won't see that again. Like with the way pitch counts and everything are, like you just not gonna see something like that again. I almost wish it was longer. You know, they really blew through everybody.
Yeah,
You know,
they did.
besides that one game where I just thought it was over. You know, they really blew through. You know, and I kind of wish it was longer. Not that I needed the whole game 7 drama like with the Cubs. I don't need all of that. But like, you know, a gentleman's sweep just to have some
Savor it a
extra.
little more.
Yeah, just to savor it a little bit more. You know, it just happened all so fast. You know,
It did. It really did. I knew they were going to win. Even after they lost the first game, I said they were winning it all.
yeah,
There was just so much during the season, like funny things, good things, like it just, you know, it just seemed like that team of destiny. And then they had a song going, you know, like it just seemed like it was just something that needed to happen and was supposed to happen.
The energy and the universe was like, this is happening. So just sit back. And I can remember, like, I worked with a guy who was I lived in LA at the time, and I worked with a guy who was from Cleveland, and he was a big Indians fan. So it was between the Sox and Cleveland all year, battling it out before the Sox in the Sox like almost lost it in the end, you know. And
that's right.
You know, before they finally kind of pulled away from Cleveland, and we, you know, he would come up to me every day like, we're gaining on your boys, you know, and I'm just like, yeah, I know, like, and finally, we pulled away and took the division, and you know, the rest is history.
Yeah, that was crazy how they started letting it slip a little in September.
And I was like, here we go. It was like, here we go, this BS.
Such a Chicago thing. Chicago sports thing.
You know, here's one thing I will say. Jerry Reinsdorf is good at selling nostalgia. The nostalgia of the Bulls, the nostalgia of one World Series championship.
He does.
He's getting his money's worth.
He sure does. Well, I guess that's
and the Bears are great at selling nostalgia too. With
I mean, it's almost like in Chicago you have to because we don't win enough.
We don't win anything, so all we got is like nostalgia.
Right.
Even if it's only one word, you know, championship. It's like, remember when?
Exactly, because that's all we have to hold on to. We don't win consistently enough.
Ever. Not since 1998. Well, the Blackhawks.
The Blackhawks. And that's so funny. It's always like, well, the Blackhawks. That's a shame. They're always like a footnote in the sports commentary.
I know. I mean, it shouldn't be like that, but I'm just not a hockey fan like that.
I mean, we have to have Frank the Tank on here.
Yeah. Shout out to Frank the Tank. He's our hockey guy.
That's our hockey talk. Well, speaking of other sports, you want to make a transition? We're still talking about the
Oh no, I'm done with those bums for now. Who do the Cubs have? Anaheim?
Okay.
Did I read that right?
The series took everything out of me. Let's see. Yeah, they're playing in Anaheim.
Wow, they're on a flight right now, or maybe they're already in LA by now.
You know, it's so funny, like how down I sound on them, and they're 18 games above 500.
I mean, they were so good, and you know, at the beginning, you know, they were first half 57 and 39. You know, 594 clip. Yeah. So they were killing it, and second half 16 and 15. You know, just barely cracking 500. You know, so they luckily they you know, they gave themselves quite a cushion, and I mean, you know, like. The law of averages says, okay, they were gonna come down at some point, right?
Right.
And what better time to come down than now versus next month?
Right. That's true. I think the problem is the law of averages said they were going to come down, but I don't think they said that the Brewers would go so far.
We're going to go up at the same time. That
Yes.
that was how I was going to close my point. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. But that was, it was like I knew, like, okay, they're gonna slump at some point. They have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not going to be this good all year, which is fine. But yeah, you didn't see 14 in a row at the same exact time.
Right.
And you can't plan for that shit.
That was so rough. And it was like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming.
And then the Sox trading Andrew Vaughn to them, who has been an integral part of this run for them.
Who has done quite well for them. Change of scenery. He's a change of scenery guy.
Yeah, I mean, got that stink off of him.
He went into that clubhouse happy.
I'm sure he did. You go from the Sox to a contender.
He wasn't sitting on the end of the bench sad. Like sad sack.
I mean, he had gotten sent down to AAA.
Oh, yeah, he sure did. He sure did. Well, one thing he could do was hit. So,
yeah.
The greatest thing that happened to him was the DH in the National League.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, maybe this trade doesn't happen.
Right.
Without it. But I don't know who they have playing first base besides Andrew Vaughn now in Milwaukee. So
it needs to not be him.
Yeah. Yeah, not good at catching foul balls. Not good at picking anything out of the dirt. No. Like an off throw that you got to really pick out. Like, no, he's not gonna pick it out.
That's not his
No. No.
Lucky for him, he missed those foul balls against the Cubs because it's not
right. Well, now you want him to fail.
Right. Well, and then they couldn't come back and haunt him like others. You give them that extra shot.
Oh, right.
You make that error, and now they're gonna come back and get you. Well, that wasn't gonna be.
Oh no, that didn't quite happen. Didn't quite pan out like that.
Yeah. He was quite safe from that happening.
But don't fret too much. I think the Cubs still have a very good shot to do some damage in the postseason. It's just you just got to wait out this slump, and it's probably not going to happen winning the division unless Milwaukee goes on a slump.
Yeah, they
go on a slide.
They need to lose 14 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, or at least like lose 10 of 13 or something, or what, you know what I mean? Like something while the Cubs are surging.
That's
a tall order. Whew.
Well, there you go, 10 and 13. The Cubs are going to go 3 and 13.
It could happen. Well, with that being said,
what, 3 and 13?
No.
Oh.
I think it's time. I'd like to take a moment to thank everybody for watching the show tonight. You're freezing up.
Am I?
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay.
I'm like, are you listening to me? Or
no, I was.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I think I'm supposed to say something. Yes, thank you for joining.
And we will see you all in 2 weeks as we head into the final days of this MLB season. Still got about a month and some change worth of regular season baseball, and hopefully another month and some change of some playoff baseball, but we will see.
Yep.
All right.
Until
next time, folks. Where's my cursor? Oh, there it is.
Bye.
Peace. This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.